Hello everyone, and welcome back to another manga chapter review. I am the Rat, and this is The Rat's Nest. I'm joined as always by Trevor and Kyle. Say hi.
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 Yes, was that a good intro?
You know where you were.
It was a good intro.
Thank you, I appreciate it. We're back with the JOJOLands, Eiichiro Oda's newest work, Chapter 7.
No.
Jungle Warfare.
Not his name.
Part
2.
I almost said part 9
2.
because right under the title is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 9, and I was like, I don't think that's right.
Brandon
I see so many numbers here, and 3 of them are 9s.
Dude, I'm a counting major. I don't know what numbers are. I hit keys on my keyboard into Excel. Anyways, back on topic. The JOJOLands.
And JoJo's still doing the pose. How's everyone doing?
He is, though. That's so true.
He's still doing the hands up pose.
Why wouldn't he, dude? It's his iconic pose. You know, Jonathan has his hand in front of his face. Giorno has him sucking Mista off. Josuke has him being the cooler Josuke. Lame Josuke has his hair or something. I don't know. I didn't watch that part. Every Joestar has their cool pose.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
You don't like that?
But it's objectively true.
It is.
I'm gonna pretend like that comment wasn't said. Anyway,
we're talking about part 9. We're talking about part 9.
We got Chapter 7 of JOJOLands.
So,
We'll go for part 2.
Overall, what did you guys think about the chapter?
I thought it was a really good chapter. I liked seeing where the fight went, and I enjoyed the second half a lot. But sorry, my thoughts were kind of scattered. I liked seeing more of the fight progress. I like seeing how the string itself gets formed. How it's like like they move their tails around, just like it all just kind of wriggles together, makes like the netting. I think the visualization of how, I'm just going to call it Jungle Warfare for now, like how the stand, it works. That's pretty cool. And I liked how they were able to capture the 2 cats at the end. And we'll get into more detail when that happens. All in all, really good chapter. What'd you think, Trevor?
Yeah, it was good. My favorite part was the part where they didn't die. That was a good part.
My favorite part was anything with Dragona in it. Sheesh,
I thought you were about to say she, and I was like, no, Brennan, that's a dude.
It is, dude. Sheesh. I can't sheesh right now.
You mean
I've actually lost my voice. I actually lost my voice. I recorded 30 episodes of Berserk today. That's entirely accurate.
I don't believe you.
That's probably wise not to believe me on that one. Anyways,
like, there aren't 30 volumes of Berserk, are there?
There's 41.
No, I do not believe that.
Dude, there are. Okay. So, well,
let's get back on track. Yeah.
Okay, Kyle.
I'll have to.
You're Mr. JOJOLands here, right? You're the moderator because Trevor and I are together.
Yeah,
we're never going to stay on topic.
I'll be the one driving the car. I'll drive the car. If you guys keep on going off on tangents, we're not going to go pick up the burgers, the pineapple, the cheese, and the caviar. Okay, we're not going to go get that.
All right. What are we talking about first, Kyle?
Well, just around the start of the chapter where we see more of the action happening. The string is still just like suffocating everyone, or like just like cutting them, stitching the rest of them together. And then there's a little bit of like internal monologue from JoJo wondering like, why are the cats attacking us? And that does propose like a good question. So before like we continue, what do you guys think? Like why do you think the cats are attacking them?
Because like originally I thought that like the cats were part of the stand. I think it's pretty clear now at the end of this chapter, like the string is the stand of the cats. Trevor and I were kind of talking about probably something similar to Tomb of the Boom. And so I don't know. I mean, they could be like
wired?
Pet Shop. Wired?
No. Tomb of the Boom, as in like the function of Tomb of the Boom.
Oh, no. So I meant
fully powerful.
I meant the visualization of like how it's formed, how it's like it's like an inanimate object that like comes off them.
Yeah. No, but
But I get what you mean. Like it's like a split stand amongst these 3 cats.
I mean, I guess it could be a situation like Pet Shop, right, where these cats have been trained and given a stand by someone.
Wait. What if it's like the rats from part 4, where they all 3 got stands and they just happen to be the same stand?
That'd be great.
No,
That'd be
awesome. I don't think Araki's gonna pull that one again.
No, I know, but that would be really funny. But
oh my gosh! But yeah, I mean that. Okay, so
sorry,
as to what I think personally, I don't know. I guess I'll go in the camp of I think they were trained just because. I mean, how would the cats know where the lava rock is? I mean, unless they were sentient to some degree, but I don't think we saw that kind of sentience from them this chapter. You know?
Yeah, because especially, like they get tempted with the caviar, or they got tempted with the caviar initially.
Yeah. So like, if they were like super intelligent, right? They wouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
They're just stupid cats.
One other
I
thing
mean, if I'm
remembered.
if I'm trying to kidnap a small child, I'm not gonna see the bag of candy that I'm giving them and be like, "Ooh, candy," and then just eat a couple Snickers bars. No, I'm gonna be like,
for me.
I'm gonna be like, dude, this candy is not for me. I can't let myself get tempted. You know, I just wouldn't let myself.
Yeah,
the one thing that I also find interesting in retrospect is because the cats attacked them in the mansion before Rohan showed up there, right? Like, because I remember there's the scene of him being like the hustle, and he like vibrates real good and gets out of it, and then Smooth Operators like moves Dragona's like thumb, and then Rohan shows up, and then they do their stuff, right? That's what happens.
Well,
Remember right?
Well, they attacked them like in the. Did you say in the mansion or before? Because they didn't attack them before they got in the mansion.
Oh, because I thought it was like in the mansion. Because then what happened? They had
it was
the
in
thing
the mansion
where,
before Rohan met.
Yeah, before. Because like what I'm getting at is they stopped once Rohan showed up, and only then did they continue after they left. It's like they didn't strike when Rohan was there. I don't know if that would come back into play, but it's just a detail I realized of like they didn't attack Rohan, so maybe they were trained only to like attack those 4 targets potentially.
It could be. It's interesting.
Yeah,
I mean those 4. Okay, no, that isn't interesting. So you're saying the cats were like maybe not even attacking for the lava rock, or maybe they knew that they were going to get the lava rock, but you're saying that they were trained to attack our main cast.
Like what I think of it as kind of like a stealth op, where it's like, okay, these are your 4 targets. Like I think the diamond's involved, or not diamond, or like the lava rock. Obviously, like I think that stuff's involved, like the lava rock, where it's like, okay, they're gonna get it. You only attack them. Like someone else is there, like back off, don't attack. But when it's them alone, strike. It's just a crackpot theory here, because when Rohan was there, if their whole purpose was just to get the lava rock or the diamond or whatever, like whatever item they were there to get, like I don't feel like Rohan is showing up unless they were told otherwise, like to either be warned of Rohan as like a stand user, or just like don't attack anyone that isn't them. That's why they waited once Rohan had his presence there, and then if the cats were just attacking wildly to get what they wanted, why did they stop once Rohan was there, and why did they continue, after Rohan was like no longer a factor?
No, I mean that's an interesting thought. I don't know.
It's just food for thought for now.
What it could be is like because cats are inherently intelligent animals,
That's
so they theoretically
Not
could
these
be
cats.
taught, or like could understand that Rohan could like wipe the floor with them, right?
Mhm.
Because
That's also true.
just because Rohan's stand is so powerful, and like you can't really train. You can't really train animals to go after like specific people. Like you can train them to like general like concepts of people, but not like specific people. Like you can't have a guard dog like only go after Jim down the road, but like you can get him to go after like any old schmuck that enters your house.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could like
I would
scent
say-
train, but I mean that's beside. I mean, yeah, no, I definitely agree with what you're saying.
Well, one thing I want to bring up is that these cats, like, if they are able to wield a stand, I think that they would be, in theory, right? Like, it's all up in the air here, but I think that they could be, in theory, intelligent enough to understand a concept like only attack these 4 targets.
I mean, maybe, but at the same time, they ate the caviar.
They did. That's also true.
The question is, Are they the rat level of intelligent, like the rats? You know, the rats from
The
part
rat
4,
level of
with the- with-
intelligence? No way.
Yeah, yeah.
No
I,
way.
it's a
The
bit of a
rat or, like,
Freudian slip right there.
Rat, Iggy, or
The
somewhere in
rats.
between.
Yeah, are they as smart as the rats, or are they as smart as Iggy?
You know what it could be? This might just be like very simplistic and like maybe it's just like an instinct, like an animal instinct, where it's like, okay, they're in there to get the thing, and they're waiting till conflict happens, and not even like kind of along the lines of Trevor said, but even before that, where they're like, okay, they sense like if we try attacking when this person's here, like we might get fucked, so we're just gonna back up a little bit and wait for their time to strike.
Well, I think was happening there, right? Because only one of them attacked while inside the house. I think that cat was trying to see how powerful this group was, and then the cat was like,
Ooh,
"All
that's a
right,
good
here's the
idea."
game plan." And
Yeah.
so they snuck up on them and they caught them by this tree because they knew additionally how powerful they were. They were able to make a plan, and they knew that Rohan wouldn't be able to get in the way.
That's a good idea. Rohan, one of them went in to like kind of beta test how it would work because they're realistic. Like their stand, it's a good stand to attack and like not put yourself inherently at risk. So like, okay, they saw, okay, this one stand can like move things around. This one can like vibrate real good, and this one can make it rain heavy. So let's just try let's try setting up a situation where that doesn't happen. And they also didn't know, as far as we know, anything about like Usagi or his stand or like what he was doing. So that's also probably why
they wouldn't have been able to plan for the Mate Kudasai because while they did attack Usagi, I think, but the Mate Kudasai, I don't think he did anything.
No, he did.
I've slept in the past like 3 months since that chapter was released.
All that was said is whenever Dragona and
he brought the scissors.
Taco were being attacked. Well, and like
the
cats,
okay.
he did, and he tried saying like, "Ask me for something," but the cats didn't get to see anything about that. Like, I don't think that they'd be intelligent enough to understand human speech. Maybe not, but like. They only saw him holding the Mate Kudasai. They didn't actually get to see what it could do. So yeah, that interesting like rabbit hole tangent there. Yeah, not somewhat tangential, but yeah, just it makes you question the cat's motives.
I think. That's my perspective.
They're being trained by someone?
I think they're like members in air quotes of a rival gang.
Could be. Could be. It could be something as simple as like, since it is going to mirror part 5. I mean, remember the 2 stand fight long arc of part 5 where it's like we need to go get Pulpo's treasure, and some people caught wind of that, like, oh, we also want this money. It's a very like simple reason, but I think for the start of a part, having a reason as simple as like, hey, like the Boom Boom family in part 7, like it's what they were doing is like simple. They just wanted to win the race and whatever, and then. And this one, it's like, yeah, someone just going after the money makes sense, and like they train these cats to do so. I could easily see that. And then
so what's next, Kyle? What's the next topic?
Oh God, that was only up to page 3. So let me read through a bit here. They're being attacked. JoJo has more. What are they trying to achieve? Maybe they're just trying to eat. Dragona and Paco are getting fucked up. They're being attacked. Let me zoom in here and read. Oh, yeah. Another thing that also like validates what Trevor said is there's a little line of dialogue where JoJo's like, I can't reach the branch. The branch outside my range too high up, and he thinks 7 meters. There's no way the cat took the distance into account when it launched this attack, right? So like these are fairly intelligent cats. Like it's so weird because again, they're intelligent, but they went for the caviar. So I mean, yeah.
Well,
I guess they could be smart and also, those aren't
it's just
because Iggy has a very high battle IQ, in terms of power scaling. He's probably mid-continent level, and so, but he also likes to eat coffee gum and fart on Polnareff's face. So they aren't mutually exclusive, but I guess it can kind of show. I don't know. What you call it? A Rocky can take it however way he wants to.
Next little funny, this is just like a funny line here. We talked about this before recording, where I just love having a stand with "the" in the title because we get the line from Paco saying, "The only thing that can get close enough to cut it is my the hustle." There's nothing there. He tries climbing the tree, and then we get the cool action sequence, and we can talk more about this, where we see him trying to cut the wire, and the cats are, the cats are just surrounding them. We see them making more of the wire from their tails. They send more wires after them, and then everyone's like being strangled, and then we see JoJo sort of like kick off with the wire, and he's dangling sideways, and he shoots the rain at one of them. So now this is like the next interesting point of discussion.
Yeah, the next big discussion.
So how it's presented here is JoJo, his feet, like he's sideways in the air. He's like horizontal in the air. So his feet are aimed at the tree, and we see November Rain like surrounding him, shooting rain toward the tree. Even though when JoJo was upside down, he could only make it rain downward, like from like the sky down, basically. So this brings into question like, how does November Rain, like, how can it aim, and like in what ways can it aim?
Yeah. So originally, after reading this, right, and Trevor and I have already we've all kind of talked about it already. My original thought was, what if November Rain always appears above his head? But then Trevor was like, no, that can't be true, because you'll remember he was hanging upside down and then it appeared above him. So I was like, oh yeah, that's right. So then Trevor, would you like to explain your idea of it?
Yeah. So I had the thought that the rain always goes down, but like down relative to what? And if you're just standing on the ground, it's down relative to the center of the earth and the direction that like gravity is pulling you. And so my thought was, okay, maybe the rain goes in the direction of like the largest force on JoJo's body. So like when he is hanging and like spinning around, it would be in the direction of the wire. And now initially I misremembered how it went, and I was going perpendicular to the direction of the wire. But no, if we look at this page 17, right, you can see it's in the wire. It's the same direction. So that is the force in which is being exerted on JoJo to like keep him in that like rotational like arc, and that's the direction that the rain is going. So I think it's based off of the forces that JoJo is experiencing at that moment in time.
Hey
I like
guys,
that idea.
What if, now hear me out, what if he just made it rain down to protect everyone that was underneath him?
Well, because the question is, right, the only time
then he wouldn't have to.
Yeah,
he wouldn't have to. If they were just in a random spot, he could just angle it so like they would be within the direction.
No, but I feel like,
as far as I remember, well, I don't know, maybe originally we saw it like behind him. But JoJo seems to like maybe have more control. He seems to prefer to be like under, like quote unquote underneath it, right?
Yeah, I think it's just like how the stand, no pun intended, like stands too. Like we see it every time it's used, like its legs are always attached to the ground, and this is the first time, as far as I can remember, where we see it differently because JoJo is in the air. So that's what it is, where it's like if JoJo's on the ground. Well, actually, no, because he was tied to the tree when it did that. Maybe it's just like the stand has to, like when it's summoned, it just like has to be like standing unless JoJo himself is like swinging there. I don't know, because like the one big like kink in that is like when he was dangling from the tree and it rained downward, because like his feet were aimed
what we don't
at the
see. I guess we kind of see it. I think November Rain here is standing on the tree.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, maybe it just needs something to stand on. Well, here, let's see. So page 17, I mean, its legs, like, the legs look as if it's, like, the top right one. It looks like it's, on the tree itself. So maybe it is, like, maybe it just needs something to stand on in order to do that. And that's why it has such long legs to reach that. So even if JoJo is far away from something, it can still stand on something to rain downward, quote unquote, from where its body is. Like where it's like little cone nozzle is on it. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's interesting discussion. I think like Trevor's theory is pretty cool, but it's either Araki was thinking that or Araki's idea was just a lot more simplistic. It could really go either way.
Yeah, and it, also, I mean, that could, like, my idea could be, what he's thinking now, and then he changes it by next issue. He could pull a Who Shot Johnny Joestar again.
So then after that, on page 19, we get like I would say like really really good art of the cats just kind of going berserk.
Well,
Brandon,
no freaking
No
way.
freaking
no
way.
freaking way.
we're
Dude.
like I really
cats
like
when they
this
look
drawing.
up and the moon is covering the sun.
I really like this artwork. What do you guys think of it? It's just like, small tangential. Like this is just, it's like more of not horror, but it's more of like the weirder stuff I enjoy in JoJo. So I just like seeing artwork like this from Araki again.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool, and it's nice to see Dragona so hot. I mean, so cool. He's a really cool guy, you know.
It's cool.
Yeah, and so Paco says the cats' bodies are changing shape. And so they're all just trying to like figure out what to do. The netting, the netting just goes nuts. It goes berserk, and it ensnares almost all of them. I think the only one to like get away from it looks like the one who at least on page 21 looks the
Usagi
least
gets away from
covered.
it.
No, not Usagi. It is Dragona of the three. So then we see like Jodio and Paco start getting hardcore like strangled and cut by the wires. Jodio, oh shit, they're all freaking out, and then a car crashes into the tree, and then we get the boy himself returning, Usagi. What did you guys think whenever Usagi popped up after doing that?
That's cool.
I was like, yo, no freaking way.
He's beating the traitor allegations. Trevor, would you like to say what you said earlier before recording when I said that?
What did I say? The thing, like, it was dumb that like people like actually thought that he was
like
betraying them.
online. Yeah, people.
Yeah. Because like obviously that wasn't going to be the case. Like this is 2 chapters later. You don't set up a foreshadowing that fast.
You can, but I think here's the thing.
It don't though.
This does play into like the out of universe experiences of part 5. I think Araki will, like, this is my prediction for the series. I think at some point he is going to commit to the traitor bit. I think he will. I think, I'd like to say that he maybe probably has some disappointment with how he handled Fugo, because it is kind of weird and jarring, and a lot of people do notice that. I think he'll try to rectify that and have a traitor plotline. However, I agree with Trevor. I think that'd be like way too soon to be like, oh, watch out, Jody, you might have a traitor. Then like literally a chapter later, like, I have a traitor, Jody. Just. It would be kind of out of left field to just have that happen out of nowhere. And so then after that, we see him just being like happy, and they're all like freaking out. Where it's like, Usagi, like the cats are surrounding you, and then we get one of my favorite conclusions to like a fight so far, or at least part of it, where Usagi basically just explains like, yeah, I got some burgers and I fed the cats them, and well, what is it that he says here? Do you guys remember exactly like where he says what he put in the burger? Oh, no. It was just the caviar, right?
Yeah, he just put the caviar in the burgers.
Okay. Yeah. He put... Here, let me... Sorry, I was going to take... I need to reread like part of what he says here.
Yeah, so basically, it's like, okay. He put the caviar in the burger, so they're attracted to the rock. And then he's like, Dragona, or Pink Chan as he calls him, tell my Mate Kudasai that you want the net. So he gets the net. And then throws them on the cats. Boom, the cats are captured. And then at the end, Jodio has a little bit of reflection, like, oh, dang, Rohan told me this. Like, can I really, like, who can I trust, right? That kind of thing. Overall, it was a really fun conclusion to the fight. Usagi coming in was fun. I like Usagi as a character. I never thought he was going to turn traitor either. But it was a fun little conclusion. I'm glad that like the caviar itself isn't what put them out. Because like originally I read this, I was like, I hope that it's not like the caviar that like puts them out of the fight and ends it, because that's kind of just something that's like just introduced, and happened off screen. But that happening to just give them an upper hand, just so then they could finish it. I did enjoy using Usagi's stand. Just overall a fun little fight conclusion.
So
I'd have to reread it all to determine the pacing of it.
We still have the third cat missing, right?
I don't know. If the third cat.
Out.
Yeah, the third cat was hit by
rain. I thought because I don't know why the last third of the chapter just kind of like eluded me for some reason.
Fake fan.
No, I'm not. Ask me anything.
Pants.
I can answer it.
Okay. How many children does JoJo have?
None.
that's incorrect. He has a daughter named Jolene. She's a protagonist.
Damn, I thought you were gonna make the bid.
What bid? Dude, I asked you a question. Dude, you're a fake fan. You're an absolute fake fan.
Big fan, big fan.
Yeah,
Big fan.
so-
Okay, so what do you
The
guys
bid
think
ends.
of this conclusion?
Wait, no, he has two because he adopted Kakyoin. I mean, not Kakyoin.
He did.
What's his name? The other one.
He said, "I want this corpse.
Kakyoin of Part 4.
I want to bring this corpse home." for no
Kakyoin of
particular-
Part
Koichi,
4.
Koichi.
Oh yeah.
He adopts Part 4.
To the Kakyoin of Part 4. That's so true, Trevor.
He is though. He's the
Oh
most
my
reliable.
He is.
In terms of the conclusion, I think having a burger with pineapple and cheese is disgusting. But that's just me personally.
It's not that gross.
It's like
I-
the luau burger or something that they were gonna have at McDonald's. You guys
But
know about that?
I think it was a
The fucking JoJo's reference at McDonald's.
No way. Ray Kroc's ahead of his time.
It's weird because when you think of like most first fights in JoJo's, like just like Jorno's or Jolene, like it's usually the character alone that solves it. Or like if nothing else, like it's usually the character, like the main character with their stand who's doing it. Because I think it back to like Fun, where like Yasuo was like a small part of it, but like it was mostly Josuke soft and wet doing stuff there. But this one, it did feel like a really good team effort. And this is making me kind of like the characters are growing on me a lot more. Just I want more team fights with them. Individual stuff's cool and all, but like I like seeing team fights with this team. I think that their dynamics are fun, and I like seeing them go through this encounter together.
Yeah, I mean I think the part of it that makes it like them work as well as they do as a team is that none of their stands so far are like ridiculously overpowered. Like no plunder, no I'm just gonna use spin to like turn you into like a 75-year-old woman, and nothing like that. And so like they have to synergize, and because they have to synergize, they all get like screen time.
Yeah, no, that's a good way of wording it. Because in Part 5, right, like to kind of contrast it, at least during like a lot of the team moments in Part 5, it's not that everyone's stands were bad. It was that their stands were good, and the opponents just had really good stands. And it's kind of like that mentality to a lesser degree, where like so far the enemies seem to be like fairly average. Not this is like an average ability, but like the others, right? I mean, other than November Rain, who will probably get like bullshit later, Smooth Operators, The Hustle, and Mate Kudasai cannot function unless there's another person there. As far as we know, maybe he's lying about his power. Like someone else has to ask for something. So he is a like full like team player. The other two could probably manage on their own, like The Hustle. I could see it doing well in like a fight, but I mean, it is cool that there's like the stands this time around, being in like the new universe, like less combative, and it forces a lot of creativity together.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. I think it'll be interesting to see how they stand on their own afterwards.
Let me read that last page and see if there's anything here to bring up. Let me see. He's just reflecting on like what the lava watch. Yeah, it looks like something was watching you before you got to your villa in Hawaii. So yeah, just this is less so about the cats, but like, where do you guys think this is gonna go next? Like, okay, the fight with the cats is done. JoJo incapacitated one of them. The other two were caught by the net. They're gonna get out of here. Where do you think this is going? Do you think the master?
I think that this is going to fast forward, skip a couple hours into because over this like 7-month period, a 6-month period, because like the first one took place over like a couple of days, but for the last 6 months, this stuff has been taking place over like an hour and a half.
Yeah, funny.
So I mean, I think we're going to have a time jump of like a couple hours, and we're gonna go back to like a little debriefing with the boss.
Real quick. You think that there would be a fight on the plane? Like, okay, hear me out.
Dude, I hope not. Araki has done that way too many times.
No, he's just done it a lot, dude. It's fine.
He hasn't done it. I mean, in the new universe, I mean,
Yeah, and it should stay undone in the SBR verse, the
I
actual
like plane
verse.
fights. I think Araki peaks at like train fights a lot, but plane fights, some of them are good. I mean, you know, Death 13. I would like Notorious Big if
Death
not for
13, a
that.
plane
There has
fight.
no. Okay, not a plane, but that does stuff with planes. Let me rephrase, because
Are there planes in Death 13?
Okay,
Are you talking about
my favorite,
the hot air balloon?
My favorite plane fight is easily Narancia versus Formaggio. Dude, there's a plane in the entire fight.
Plane
really good job.
A big part in Death 13. That's why they crashed. Anyway, I don't think the plane stuff that he's done in the past has been bad. No matter what, I think it'd be cool if on their way back, they like.
But the problem is, it's every single time there's a plane.
No, sorry. I'm not talking about the plane now. Like what I'm saying now is like on the way back, it'd be cool if they did get into another encounter with like the guy who owned the cat. Where it's like,
I could see
okay,
that.
yeah, or like, you know, they get off the plane. Or like we have a chapter of like reprieve. They're on the plane. Maybe like they talk amongst themselves. I don't know. They do whatever. No matter what, like it doesn't have to be on the plane, guys. But at some point, it'd be cool if like, okay, we're gonna bring the stuff back, and then the guy who owns the cats is like, well, it seems like my cats failed. I have to do this myself. I didn't want to. Here's my stand, quirky music reference name, and then starts fucking them up.
Yeah, no, I think that. Okay, personally, that could happen. Could.
I'd like to learn more about the lava rock first.
I think, personally, my thoughts on it is I think that we're going to get them back. I don't think they're going to get hit again until they get back.
Okay. That's fair.
That's what I think.
Give some downtime, some breathing time.
I think they get back to Meryl Makey or Meryl Makey or whatever her name is. I don't care.
Call her Meryl.
She's ugly.
Yeah. She is ugly.
She's ugly.
You're talking about the fat one, right?
Yeah.
No matter
Okay,
what,
good. I'm incredibly fat phobic.
That's awesome.
I do think the next fight, no matter when it happens, I do think it'll be the person who, or at least if not one single person, like maybe like a group, I do think that the person who owns the cats is going to come into play sometime soon. Of like, you know, we just kind of
dude, the owner of the cats is going to be Gyro Zappelli's great niece or something like that.
Now look,
amazing. That's where JoJo learned spin.
Look, all I'm saying is because this is a part 5 parallel, we have the potential to have like La Squadra quality fights with the narrative style of the new universe, and I think that would go incredibly hard. And I want that.
That'd be kind of based.
Like the La Squadra fights of part 5, arguably, are like the best fights in the base verse. Like part 5 fights are just some of the best fights in JoJo in the base verse. So like getting some of those elements back with like the improved narrative writings of Araki, you know, since he started writing this new universe, I think that'd be really cool. I do want to see like a part 9 La Squadra-esque team that has to go against like this current team. That'd be really cool.
It'll be really interesting to see how it all develops and what everything. I think relatively soon we'll get introduced into like a main antagonistic group thing, kind of. I don't know, because maybe
the first half major antagonist.
Guys,
yeah, because I don't know. It took a second for Yatsuyu and the Rock Humans to be introduced into Julian. So I don't know. I don't know if I can say that, but
also that was, I'll say, like a little different because part 8's like story was very different from the first 7, where like up through the first half there was some sort of main antagonist established, and just part 8 didn't. You know, like it just.
That's my favorite part of part 4 is when Kira is shown in the first chapter.
No, I said
my favorite part of part 1 is when Dio is shown in the first chapter. Dude, it's great. I
love
that part.
I said,
it's such a great part.
Every other part, at the very least, has their main antagonist fully introduced by like the first half of the story. JOJOLANds didn't do that. In terms of what I want from JoJoLands, I would like. Because okay, look, I like Part 8, right? I do, but I also do like it more when like a main antagonistic force is established with like someone who heads it. I would like to have a main antagonist introduced at least before the halfway point. That's just me personally. I think that'd be nice to have.
I'd like to get a main antagonist introduced next chapter.
That would be cool. I mean, honestly,
I want a full part again. I want a full part with him.
I could see that. That'd be cool. Because the soonest, okay, I'm going off of like stand parts here. Okay, hear me out, guys. Like the quickest we've had a main villain doing stuff, interacting in terms of like stand fighting was Poochie. That was like
part 1 DL.
I said stands.
Yeah, but he didn't have a stand.
I didn't hear that
part 3.
part. I didn't hear that.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
Well,
I said
doing stuff with the stand in part 3. It's just all shown in flashbacks at the very end of the part.
Yeah, no, and like okay, Dio starts fighting in like the last.
I shot
part.
myself so many times. Eventually, I caught the bullet.
Yeah,
don't worry about it.
He fights at the very end. Kira starts fighting halfway. Diavolo starts fighting halfway. Poochie, he starts fighting in like the first third because heavy weather exists. Well, no, episode 5 is when he shows up to steal JoJo's disc, and he does the melt your heart ability, which is stupid. And if you like it, you're dumb, and I hate you. Did I say that right, Brandon? Did I say it according to the script?
You said it absolutely correctly.
Okay, cool. And then Valentine, he doesn't show like he's a main prominent force, and he fights like near the end of it, but like that's a little different. And then we have
with Valentine. You kind of have like a misdirection because like it starts and you're just like, oh, this Steven Steele guy, he's obviously a bad guy. I mean, his wife is like 14, and then you learn he's not a pedophile, and you're just like, no freaking way.
Awful day for Mushoku Tensei fans. Terrible day when that happened.
That's
even though
so
it came
true.
out before Mushoku Tensei. But yeah, with a main villain of Part 9, if we were to get one, which I kind of hope we do, I don't hate Toru, but I am not the biggest fan of how he was used and like where he was introduced. I would like for it to be at some point soon, because Valentine is like a really good antagonist, and he was shown really early. Like you can have an early antagonist that is like a good character. People just online, it seems to be the brain rot of like you just want like basic simple punch stuff. Like no, I just want to have a main direction. That's what I want. Sorry, that was a big tangent, but like I just want to see a main antagonist introduced somewhat early. It doesn't have to be next chapter, just at some point soon. Some way before the halfway point.
That'd be very interesting. So
yeah, it's gonna be the chapter before the halfway point.
That's true.
That's why if it were, that'd be fine.
Overall, so final thoughts, quick wrap up of the chapter 7.
Good chapter. I liked seeing again where the fight ended. Getting to see what happened with Usagi beating the traitor allegations was funny because people online are gonna. But I have a friend he's a big Usagi stan, and he popped off when this chapter came out because he's like Usagi. He just was so happy when he came back. I do. I don't remember what I said about it earlier, but I do like his workaround of just like, yeah, I fed the cats. They're smart animals, but like they're still cats at the end of the day. And then trap them. And yeah, it gives us the main MacGuffin of the part. We get the lava rock. We get the first mission essentially done. And if so, I'm probably gonna read these first 7 chapters just to like read them all at once. And be like, okay, so that's how it flows reading it all at once.
Trevor?
Yeah, I mean, I have said this for like every single chapter that I have been here for, but we got to see a little bit more about November Rain, and I can't wait to see a little bit more about November Rain because we still have no idea how it works.
Yeah.
We need an explanation for it soon, Araki.
Please give us one of the little descriptions.
Eating crumbs off the ground.
Tell us how it works. You've told us you've given us plenty of stuff for Smooth Operators and The Hustle. And Mate Kodasai is very simple. Please, just give us JoJo fans what November Rain does. For the love of God, please. For the love of the unnamed corpse.
Yeah, so my final thoughts, it's cool. So let's end the episode before my headphones dies, because they have been on low battery the entire time. I've been terrified.
Awesome.
Well, if you're this far in the video, obviously there's something you like, so make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment telling us what your favorite part of this chapter was. Thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed. We'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.